Lindsey Vonn, welcome to the Daily Social Distancing Show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Um, Before we get into all the things that you are doing, I wonder if you are ever happy that you retired when you did, because I feel like you retired and then the whole world had to retire because of coronavirus. I remember when you were retiring, I was like, Lindsey, what are you going to do now? You're just going to sit at home and eat like chips and do nothing? Ha ha ha! Enjoy your life, loser. And now we are all losers with you. Are you happy now?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good timing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not jealous of everyone that's trying to travel the world right now.
Let's talk a little bit about what Lindsey Vonn has been doing since then. You have an exciting new show called The Pack, and you shot this before the virus shutdowns. It's a really fun show where you are competing, like people are competing against each other, but their teammate is their dog.
I mean, it's way better than having a teammate as a human being, I think. It's a lot more exciting. But yeah, this is my lovely co-host, Lucy, my dog.
Right.
It was a really fun show to do actually. And we were right before COVID happened.
Uh-huh.
We were kind of escaping every city before it kind of got shut down.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a little bit intense, but luckily we made it through. We got the whole series done, and on Friday you guys will see the finished product. Hopefully you like it.
So you have this competition where people are traveling literally around the globe and they're taking part in like different events and they're competing, but with their dog. So like when your dog makes you lose, is it the dog's fault or is it your fault for not training the dog adequately?
I mean, it's hard to say. A lot of the dogs had a hard time because even though they would be good at a task, there
Yeah.
would be let's say a crowd forming while we're shooting, and so they would
Oh,
get
yes.
distracted. And
Yes.
so it's not necessarily their fault because they're really good at the task, but I mean the humans get distracted as well.
Right,
So
right.
I'd say it's a team effort. There are some challenges that were more geared towards the dog, obviously, and some
Mm-hmm.
that were more geared towards the human. I think that the dogs probably excelled sometimes more than the humans. But that's the entertaining part of the show. And I don't know, I watched the first episode and I cried. So I think you're gonna have a lot of emotions. I think it's just really nice with everything that's going on right now. You can kind of see the world without actually having to travel, and you get to
Yes.
watch a lot of dogs in slow-mo, which, let's face it, everyone wants to see.
You're not the only one who would probably cry when watching the first episode because you have Lucy right there next to you, who is your co-host for the show, but then you have two other dogs. You have Leo and you have Bear, and they're not your co-hosts. And I think that they're going to be really sad when they watch the show and be like, "Wow, how come Lucy got chosen and we didn't? Is there a reason? Do you have a
I
favorite? Is
mean,
that what you're saying, Lindsey?"
you know, I actually, my favorite dog is actually not her. It's my other dog, Leo. And I wish that I could travel with them, but they're like 100 pounds each. And also, they always get into trouble, i.e., they got into a fight with a porcupine and like a couple weeks ago. And so I can't rely on them. Like, Lucy's a talent and she's always there. She may be sleeping, but at least she's there. Boys are trouble.
Lindsey Vonn isn't just making shows, she's also producing shows. She's also going to be co directing a documentary about her hero and a skiing legend, Peekaboo Street. You talked about her being the reason that you got into the sport. What is it like to now come full circle and be the person who's going to be documenting her life?
It's so rewarding. I mean, I can't tell you I wouldn't be excited for any other project besides this one. I mean, she is why I'm here, and now I get to show her the respect that I feel so strongly about her, and be able to
Wow.
tell her story. And, obviously working with Frank Marshall is a dream come true. He's a legend.
One thing I've really enjoyed about watching your journey post sports has been how much you've just like you've become comfortable being uncomfortable in the space of inspiring others. And what I mean by that is like it's easy to be inspiring, or it's easier to be inspiring when you're winning races, when you're doing your thing, when you're out there. But like we've seen a side of Lindsey Vonn over the past year that like a lot of people never knew beforehand. We've seen Lindsey Vonn sharing like her journey of how hard it is to stay in shape now that she's not a professional athlete. We've seen the Lindsey Vonn who I think has changed so many people's lives by going like, hey, I'm going to be on Instagram and I'm going to take pictures in my bikini because I'm on a vacation. And you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to retouch these pictures, not because you shouldn't, but just because I don't want you to think that I'm perfect in a way that I'm not. I'm perfect the way that I am. That is terrifying. That is
It's
truly,
very terrifying.
truly terrifying. Like, how do you get to that place where you go, you know what? I know the internet is going to come for me. I know there's going to be trolls. I know people are going to chip away at my self-esteem, but I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this my cause. Why did Lindsey Vonn choose to do that?
You know, I've felt for the last 10 years that I've gotten that, you know, people have come after me, they've chipped away at my self-confidence. And I really wish I could say that I have such tough skin that nothing ever got to me, but that's just not the case. You know, I think you're not human if some of those negative things don't get to you in some way, shape, or form. But I think now, you know, I'm finally comfortable enough in my skin where I can say, this is me. You know, I don't care if you come after me. I don't care if you think that I'm, you know, someone that I'm not. I'm not perfect. And actually, no one is. So the fact that we're trying to be perfect is counterintuitive. Like, we should just
Right.
accept who we are. We're all unique. We're all beautiful. We're all special. And I think with COVID, you know, I just kind of realized what's important to me. And I think I've had to take a moment to really think about who I am and what I want and the image I want to portray. And I'm myself, and that's the image that I want to show people. I'm myself. I'm raw. I'm unedited. I'm 100% me. Take it or leave it.
I'll tell you this, man. As a friend and as a human being, I've always admired you for being a legend on the slopes, but I think your legacy will be even more legendary for all the things that you're doing off the slopes. Thank you so much for joining me on the show again. Look after yourself, and good luck with Leo and Bear when they find out that you betrayed them.
Thanks, Trevor. You're the best.
Thanks, Lindsey. See you again.